again everyone, and what a beautiful morning it is here. Near Cookstown in County Tyrone, we are here at the Beaghmore Stone Circles. It's called Beaghmore, but the local people around here call it Blackmore. And that's probably because it's on the Black Rock Road, just outside Cookstown. There are 7 circles here. 6 of them are paired. And we have got 10 straight rows of stones, and as well as that there are 12 cairns, all very carefully arranged. And this site was excavated in the late 1930s during a peat cutting session. That's when it was discovered. Over 1,269 stones were uncovered. And Beaghmore itself, the name means big place of birch trees, bay birch. And birch trees have always been associated in Irish folklore with the Sai people, the fairy people, and with Tír na nÓg. And the carbon dating has dated these stones to almost 3000 BC. In actual fact, then that makes them older than the pyramids. And the birch tree, in ancient times this place would have all been covered by birch trees. Birch trees, very important. They were celebrated during Samhain, and they were used to purify the spirits of the year that has ended. They were used to drive out those spirits because Samhain for our ancient ancestors was the beginning of their year. Because Samhain, at that time, the energy and the earth was still warm, and the seeds were sown in the warm womb of Mother Earth, in the warm, dark womb of Mother Earth. So at this time of year, the birch trees would be very important because they were used to purify and to clear away the old energies from the old year and allow in the new energies which began in Samhain for our ancient ancestors. So we're going to move up now into the circle and see what there is to be seen up in the circle and around the stones. So this sacred site here is really a very remarkable one. Every sacred site is remarkable, yes, and every sacred site has some unique features. And the puzzling thing about this sacred site, first of all, there are a few things. Number one, as you can see behind me here, we have 2 passageways, 2 straight lines of stones going up. And each of these lines of stones leads to a circle. Now, the only other place we have seen this was in Beaghmore Stone Circle in County Limerick a few weeks ago. You may have seen it on the video. And there was a passageway, a straight row of stones, a passageway coming from the east leading into the huge big circle. In other words, the sun, the rising sun on the solstice, these lines here are aligned to that. So the rising sun comes in here through these passageways and then goes into the big circle at the end of each of these straight lines. That's very unusual for our country. That's the first thing that is strange and puzzling and amazing about this stone circle. The sun coming in from these passageways all come from the east, and they all lead into a stone circle. And here we are at the end of the straight line leading into the circles, and you can see a kind of a V shape there at the top of that, exactly the same as in Beaghmore Stone Circle in County Limerick. And here we have the node in the middle. The node is the point that joins 2 concentric circles, the 2 concentric circles that form the lemniscate, the figure 8. And it's very, very clear here. We have a circle over there and we have a circle here, all forming the lemniscate, joined by the node at the middle. And this certainly tells us that our ancient ancestors understood all about energy, the ley lines of the earth under us, and how energy flows in the lemniscate, in the figure 8, because here it is here. And in this complex, we have 3 sets of double circles. That's 6 in all. We have 3 here. They certainly knew the flow of energy and how to tap into that energy in the cosmic sense. So the sun would come up here in the straight line behind me, come in through the 2 V-shaped stones up to here, and then spread round the 2 circles. That they knew that, and that was their calendar. That was their clock. They organised and sorted out the year around the activity that went on here. These nodes and the figure 8, they're in all the sacred sites. We found them at Tara, we found them at Ursnick, we found them at Owen Maha. The only difference being that there were no stones there. They were not stone circles, but they were on the top of every mound. Here we have the stone circles erected and constructed in the figure 8. They're all over the place. So whatever it is about the figure 8, that's the way energy flows. And these people knew all about that. On Ursnick, we had 2 very clear ones, top of Ursnick. The smaller circle was for the king and his immediate family when they came to Ursnick for the celebrations for Bealtaine or Lunasa, whatever. And then the bigger circle, just over the node from that, we saw in the video, was for the aristocracy, the upper class, the nobility, and the musicians and entertainers for the festivities. It's the double circle, the 2 concentric circles that form the lemniscate and form the figure 8. They're all over the place. Our ancient ancestors who occupied these places for some particular reason, we have to admit they were very, very sophisticated and very, very advanced compared to us. They were stargazers, they were sky gazers. And if we drew out a map of all that's here, you would see that it reflects or mirrors some star constellation in the sky up above us here. That's because the pattern there that they drew here was deliberately drawn to reflect or mirror the energy coming from some star constellation that they witnessed up there in the heavens. Yes, this is certainly an amazing complex. The energy coming up is everywhere. And carbon dating has put these stones back as far as 2900 BC, which means in fact that they are older than the pyramids as far as we know. And all these stones here, they all speak to us very loudly of a civilization that existed here, way back before the pyramids. A civilization that we tend to think of as being very backward and very unknowledgeable, but a civilization in actual fact which was far ahead of us in their knowledge of cosmic events, cosmic happenings, and our place in the universe.